Ein b'dibur hamaschil bayom hashmini shlach. Look in the Mamar about on the 8th day they sent ve'inyan ve'ahavtas Hashem Elokecha. Concerning the verse, then you should love Hashem your Elokim b'chol vavcha b'shnei tzarecha, with your two hearts, with your two inclinations, v'amachuvan sham, and the intention there. Kivin b'chol al hayamini shebalev. Since in the right side of the heart there shines a light from the love of the divine soul, this that from its source in the supernal thought, it comes from the concept of that my thoughts are not your thoughts, that the divine thought that the Nefesh Elokis comes from is beyond our understanding. That with this you can subjugate and push down the bad inclination that's in the left side of the heart, because the Nefesh Elokis that's in the right side comes from such a high place, in order so that you can love Hashem with both of your inclinations. Because the right side is stronger than the left side. And we can say that this light that comes from the supernal thought is higher than the entire order of creation. So it's built into creation in general that the right side should be stronger than the left, in order so that we can subjugate and override and overrule the bad that's within us. And that not only that, but that the strength that comes from the right side comes from completely beyond the order of creation. In order to do this, in order to accomplish loving Hashem with both of our hearts, therefore the bad inclination is also nullified to this aspect, because in this concept, beyond the order of creation, there's no opposite. So I guess within the order of creation, everything has an opposite, but beyond the order of creation, there's no le'umazeh. So it's specifically because, I guess, in small bayatika, that we're able to overcome the evil inclination. And similarly is explained in the Mamar of Kiseitze, when you go out against your enemies, the Perish Aloivecha that explains what does it mean upon your enemies, that is to say, on the point of your heart, that comes from the divinity that surrounds creation. Higher than your enemy, upon your enemy, that the enemy does not have any ruling or grasping on that level at all. You're going upon your enemies, bringing a power that's to bear that's much stronger than them. And this that it says there, that the concept of from the beginning, that's an idea of that my thoughts are not your thoughts, that over there you have the idea of Yisrael that came up into thought. So what's the connection of Yisrael to this idea? You can understand with what's brought in the Kutei Torah and Shir HaShirim in the explanation, in the first explanation, the first beer, on the verse that about the Mamar of my dove in the cleft of the rock. Now there it mentions that the elevation of the neshama in the body, and its root and its source in the supernal thought, so it's through tefillah. So how does the neshama go back up to this thought? It's through davening, and that's called, that davening is called the ladder that's placed on the ground and goes upwards to the heavens. And we need to understand there's many parsas that stop in between, that are in between the world of Asiyah and Adam Kadmon, the very first thought. You're going from the very bottom of the order of creation to the very top. How can we go up through the ladder? And we can say that this is what's so great about the ladder, that in this ladder there's no distance that can stop it from going up. So I guess it's less like a ladder and more like an elevator or something like that. It traverses all of the distance very quickly. That none of the distance, that I guess you have time and space, and the space, the concept of space does not stop it from going upwards. The spiritual space that it needs to traverse is we go beyond it. And look what's brought in Torah Ohr about these are the commandments. Similarly, Be'inyan Moshe lo psik time, with the idea that Moshe, it doesn't say, when it says Moshe, it doesn't have a psik, a time of psik in between the names like it does by Abraham, and so forth. Because, meaning to say that there's no hafsaka between the lower level of Moshe and the higher level of Moshe, that the two levels are able to unite and connect directly without the parsa in between, without a curtain. So when it's talking about parsas, it doesn't not necessarily referring to distance, but it could also be referring to the divisions, the curtains in between, that there's many curtains you have to go up through, and there's no divisions for this ladder, that the ladder goes straight up beyond and goes straight like in a tube all the way up without going through the curtains or the stops. Or you could explain that like it's brought in the beer there of Yonasi, that the legs of Adam Kadmon, they reach the end of the world of Asiyah. And there's no parsa that stops to this idea of the Ragleak of Yosher the Ak. So Ragle Yosher the Ak go all the way down, and there's nothing that stops this concept of Yosher of Ak. So since the neshama is rooted from Ak, therefore it is able to be elevated from the world of Asiyah into Ak. And look what's brought into Tehillim on the verse, that you created me back and forth, and you've placed your hand upon me. So that's the idea, that even though we're down here below in the Achor, but Kedem Tzartani, you created me in the beginning from Ak. So since our Shurish is Ak, so therefore you've placed your hand upon me. We have a Makif, we have some kind of connection from the supernal Makif of creation of Adam Kadmon. That it's brought about this verse, explaining the Mamar of the Zohar, that the life of Sarah was Mea Shana, 100 years, Shem Mea Brachos, that are 100 blessings. Ishlomar, we can say Al Kein Amr Razal Al Tekrima Ela Mea. Therefore, our sages said, don't read it. What does Hashem ask for you? Rather read it that 100 is He's asking from you. Kizeh Shebe Keser Hu Bechinas Mea, because the concept of Keser is 100. Zeo Mitzad Yosu Shorish Lenet Salim is because it's the root of the emanated of Al Mitzad Yosu Bechinas Tachtona Hushana Loshin Yachid, but in the fact that it's a lower level of the emanator. So in comparison to the emanated, it's the root, and it's 100. But in comparison to the emanator, it's the lowest level, and therefore it's only this in the singular shana, mea shana. It doesn't say mea shanim. So you have the concept of mea, which is the shorosh l'netzalim, and you have the concept of shana in lashon yachid, which is the tachtonim shebamaitzel. This is the two concepts in keser. Al pi the harizal. Like it says there that you are one but not in accounting. That in the infinite light you cannot count spheros. And if you would draw down spheros from the infinite, they would be without number and counting. That this concept of numbers of hundreds and thousands and 10,000s is only something that can happen within the emanated. Look what it's brought about the verse, that the number of the sons of Israel will be a number that you cannot count. Their number will be a non-countable number, meaning they will go up to the level beyond number. To the point also where the malachim, it says the groups of angels, there's no number to them. So even though it says that they have a number, but it also says about them that they have no number, so that they have a shorish in this idea as well of no number. If so, when we talk about 100, we're talking about drawing down the lower level of the crown of keser. And through this idea that the blessings are in a concept of what? That the ma and the mea correlate to each other. The 100 and is like the level of ma. You have this level of nullification to draw down keser. So when you have that idea of the lower level and the bittul, so you draw down then the higher level as well, so that you have the full concept of the 100 year, with the singular as well, drawing from the deeper level. That even though they're 100, they're also called 1 year lashon yachid in the singular mitamanal. For this reason, that the expression includes both levels of keser. And look what's brought in Likutei Torah. In the Kitzur there, and the idea that if a person studies their perek 101 times, we can also say like this, that you have the 100 times, which corresponds with the lower level of keser, and that one extra time corresponds with pnimisa keser. That's the singular that doesn't get divided, it's beyond number. Now 100 years, that's 100 blessings, like we said. So the mea shana and the mea brachos are one idea. They're all coming from keser. And you have in blessings a short version, that you start with the blessing but you don't end with a blessing, and you have a longer version of blessing, that you open with baruch and you end with the blessing as well, that you have these two ideas of the hidden world and the revealed world. You are drawing down blessing into both of them in the Chosamar. Or Parshas Bereshis, and we can say that this is the idea of 20 years and 7 years. I guess 20 years, it corresponds with the that it says by Chasara Imenu, it says that there's 20 year Shana Lashon Yachid in the singular, because the 20 corresponds with a thought, and Yovel of Chachma and Bina, Dahainu Chachma Bina Shnikraim Alma Diskasya, that they're called the hidden world. That's why it says by them in the singular year, 20 year, Al derech matbea katzer, like the idea of the short version of the bracha, that refers to only the concept of the hidden world of thought. That you only drew it down into the hidden, but you didn't draw it down all the way down into the revealed world. Ahinu lashon shana. Aval sheva, but 7 into him zayin tachtonos, that corresponds with the 7 lower attributes. Shenikraim alma diskalya, that they are called the revealed world. K'mavur bet Zohar chilek alaf parshas toldos tafkuf mem alaf amud beis bepirish bechutz tarona, like it's brought in Zohar toldos when it explains, and outside you will sing. And meaning to say in the revealed world, al kein nemar behem shanim lashon rabim, therefore it says about them in the plural years, in the plural 7 years. Al derech matbea aruchulu, that's similar to the long version of the bracha, that you're drawing it down into the multitudes, that the second baruch draws it down also into the revealed world. Ve'inyan shabrachos mamshichin bechinas re'iyah, and this idea that the blessings draw down the concept of sight. Ishloma shezeu al derech mazli chazi, that's like the idea that a person's mazel sees, even if they don't see. I'm not sure what he means by the re'iyah. Anyway, so the mazli chazi sham shachas or shiye mazli chazi gilui. So vivikolal mean that drawing this down, that a person's mazel of their neshama should see the revelation of the hidden world of the divine light that encompasses creation. Nimshachai de mea brachos. It's drawn down through these 100 blessings. And also to the concept of the mazel from the source of the neshama, you draw down also into the neshama that's in the body. So this is again a concept of that there's no psik time between Moshe, and that there's no parsas. There's no distance or division between the levels that the sulam of davening elevates you to, that you draw down directly from the hidden world to the revealed world, that the hidden world and the revealed world unite within this idea, that you draw down from the blessing from Baruch to Baruch. So that's the concept of the Matbea Kotzer and the Matbea Aruch of davening, that you draw down from the hidden world to the revealed world, from Alma Diskasya to Alma Diskalya.